Oh, dear goodness gracious. Enough of this nonsense already. Can you believe this grievance culture, this victim culture, this sad, pathetic excuse to destroy the lives of people? I mean, utter nonsense. Now, what's the latest? Oh, jeez. Stepping away from the minority government of Panyaza Lusufi in the Gauteng province, where the ANC arrogantly refuses to leave power despite the fact that they've been shellacked in the elections, Helen Zille, the federal chairman for the Democratic Alliance, said, "We are not going to be thrown to the dogs." And what happens? The glitterati, chattering classes of whiny little babies claim that it's a racial reference. It's no racial reference. This is utter nonsense. It has no racial connotation whatsoever. This phrase, this idiom, first entered the English language in 1622. There was no South Africa. There was no Cape Colony. There were no white folks in South Africa. And in fact, it's only a couple of years after the Dutch dropped a boatload of enslaved Africans in Jamestown, the only place where slavery was in America at that stage. Well, that's not correct. Native Americans had slavery. I should correct the record there. But what a bunch of utter nonsense. So this idiocy, this lunacy of attacking Helen Zille for using an idiom, which is meant to make the point that we are not going to be tossed out with the trash. Now, what does that mean? Well, in the past, outcasts in society were sent out of the village or chased out of the walled cities in Europe, and they had to live among the refuse with the dogs who were picking through the refuse. And that's where it comes from. And that was her point. A couple different definitions on this, for instance, from Merriam-Webster says that to go to the dogs is to become ruined, to change to a much worse condition. And as I said, they identified that as first appearing in the English language, the first known use in 1622. Another definition is to allow someone to be criticized or attacked in order to protect yourself from being criticized or attacked. And that would seem to be the most apt situation here now with Helen Zille, is what she's trying to say. This utter nonsense. Look, people who bring these fraudulent allegations and charges and fake victimization need to start suffering the consequences of their slander and their libel. They really do. This is utter nonsense. I mean, this goes on all the time. People trying to find nonsense and make things up. I mean, the phrase is that we can't speak in language, that language has been controlled and speech is controlled by cowards in order to control people, is really off the charts. And I've had about enough of it. It's time for people to stand up and stop tolerating this garbage. It's like the video involving Ronaldo Cruz, altered video used to mislead the public, to inflame racial tensions. To what end? To divide society. That's the whole purpose of it, the entire intent of that. And this is what goes on all the time. Enough already. Helen Zille used an idiom which has been in the English language for over 4 centuries. Get over it. It's nothing to do with black folks, nothing to do with white folks. It has to do with humans. Enough of this nonsense. This is so pathetic. I mean, this is so sad, so pathetic. Is this all people have to offer? Victimization and whining about things that aren't relevant or germane to what's happening in life? Grow up. Ridiculous.